You can.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to taste it.
Perfect.
If you want, do you want avocado on it?
Yes, please. My fave.
Another question?
Yeah, Gina and Gail.
I have one. What is your favorite cultural food? Like, what is your favorite cuisine? If you had the choice to go out one night, you had to pick, what would you pick?
Boy, that's a tough one, man.
Because you like food.
You have a
I
favorite?
like it all. I mean, probably because I wouldn't say I'm so familiar with Italian food. I call it American Italian food, but Italian, like pasta and stuff like that. And that's something I could probably do on my own. It would probably have to be like Greek food
Okay.
or could be Asian food. And isn't it so funny that I'm afraid to say Greek or Asian or something because of the world we're in?
Yeah.
I don't like really spicy food. I don't like when you have so much spice and your mouth
Yeah, you
is
can't taste
hot
it.
and then it numbs your taste buds and you can't taste anything.
Enjoy it. Yeah.
I would love some of the like New Orleans, Creole, some of that kind of flavorings and seasonings, because that's a lot different than what I do or know about, I should say what I know about. So maybe, something like that. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
The nuts are done.
Okay, so we toasted the nuts. We've got arugula spinach in here. I've got I'm doing this like I'm on a cooking show. I got arugula spinach on here. The quinoa was cooked. Mix that in here. Blueberries, onions. Normally I add herbs in this, but I don't think this needs any.
I think with the dressing, is
Yeah.
quite a bit. And
do
with
too.
the arugula, that has
Okay,
a little
is this cooled down though? This needs to be cooled down.
bit.
Because they're too hot. Oh, good blueberries. Did you guys put any herbs in them? Oh,
Did not.
No. I just did a little basil.
hang on here. I don't know what happened to my computer.
Screen.
Oh, because you did this.
I did?
I don't know that out. Can you plug that in? I don't think I have battery.
Oops.
This is what makes Zoom real when things like this happen.
So we're all here, but she's not.
Right.
Wondering if she's putting the feta cheese in. My recipe she said feta cheese, and she's not
Yeah.
mentioning that.
Oh.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
We can remind her.
Yeah.
Maybe this is a forced talking to ourselves time,
That's right.
to each other.
So did you guys change it up at all, or did you follow the recipe exactly?
The only thing I changed was the mustard, only because I didn't have the stone ground. And I had 2 jars of Dijon. It's like, I'm not going out for one more thing.
No, I don't blame you.
Yeah, I did not use arugula. I used romaine and spinach, and I just threw a little basil in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
couldn't
Gina,
find-
I was thinking of putting basil in too.
Yeah.
I
but
put
she's
some
right.
strawberries and some pineapple instead of the avocado along with the
Oh,
blueberries.
nice.
Sounds nice.
Yeah. And I'm not putting the nuts in because I don't eat nuts.
Yeah. I
Do you
have
Even though
roast
it's
your
different.
nuts on the top of the stove or do you use the oven?
for the walnuts.
Yeah, I always put them in the oven.
Yeah, I don't know. I bought them roasted.
Oh, okay.
Gail, did you? You didn't even. You're not gonna.
No,
put them
I'm
Bobby.
foretelling. Yeah, I'm gonna skip the nuts.
I put them in a toaster oven and burned them twice.
Oh, no.
That's what you-
We're having nut problems today.
Hey, we're back. Okay,
Yippee.
people, all I gotta say, what else is new?
It reminds me of school.
Well, I needed it plugged in. I've got so much stuff on this computer that my battery doesn't last long. And we didn't realize I didn't have it.
Yeah,
you know,
it was
charging
plugged
up.
in, but the little magnetic thing, I think when it got turned prior to coming on, it popped out and we just didn't pay attention. So, you know,
I
it's not a
think-
crisis.
I think Naveed's gonna give up on me because I keep forgetting something technology wise.
Well, we had a chance to talk between ourselves, so.
Ooh.
Woohoo.
So who doesn't like nuts?
Oh,
Okay,
one of the-
yeah.
One of the sisters.
I do like nuts. Nuts don't like me.
Okay.
That's the problem.
What else do you use if you wanted that crunch or something in a salad? Do you use anything?
I haven't found anything yet. You know, I'm even like struggling, like I love granola, so I have to be really careful to watch, like,
Mhm.
you know, that I find things that are nut free.
Do you,
But I found a woman who does make it, so I order things from her.
Good.
So,
You know what's good too is those wonton strips that you can get. They're crispy.
yeah,
That's really good.
that's
Do
a
you
great
like
idea, because you
chickpeas?
need that crunch.
Do
Yeah.
you like chickpeas?
I do.
Roast them.
Yes.
That's
Because that'll give that little crunch too, and they're just so good. Because I love hummus.
Yes.
I haven't really tried, dried chickpeas and soaked them and all this other stuff. But out of the can, I definitely rinse them off and everything because I love hummus. I don't
the
like
dried
them
ones are good.
I just don't like them out of the can for some reason because that's a different crunch than a walnut. I have no idea why, but I love them roasted because it gives that little crunch and then it's got that little soft center. So that might be an idea.
That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, where are we?
Okay,
Well,
she put a
this is
little,
a blooper cookie show.
she put a sprinkle of salt in the.
Yeah, but you don't have to do that.
Yeah, but if you wanted to in the walnuts, just a little sprinkle.
I do it while they're still warm because it just seems to, I don't know. Is this enough blueberries? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna add in a little bit of parsley. Just a little bit.
About 2 tablespoons.
Oh yeah, about 2 tablespoons. I chopped up a lot, and I'm just gonna add a hint of cilantro because to me, if you overpower it with cilantro, that can be overpowering, I think.
I have a lot of mint in my garden. Would that be good in it? I thought of it, but I didn't.
Tell you the truth, I think so, because I think the salad dressing is mellow enough. And because you've got something that's a natural sweet, which is blueberries, I think that's great. And I think quinoa, because I've used that with like a ginger, cilantro, a little mint and stuff like that. You got quinoa, I think that'll go good with it. You got enough, how should I say, bland stuff that I think mint will add that little perk, that little kick. Okay, I think, go on.
No, I just said next time I'll do it. It was a thought I had and I should have carried it through.
Okay, I'm going to, I'm going to add the dressing then. Now, even though this is this amount of dressing, I usually don't pour this whole thing on because I think this is a little lot for this salad. So I'm going to tell people to adjust or use as much dressing as you want on the salad. The recipe that I have here, this is a little bit, I think, too much for this salad because it'll really wilt the spinach and the arugula, and I don't like an overly dressed, drowned salad. In fact, even potato salad,
Oh, yeah.
I back off on the mayo dressing or whatever because it's like, I want to taste more of the stuff in it. The dressing should just be a compliment. Anyway, so I'm just going to spoon it. Spoon on your dressing. And I use brown mustard, so I want to make sure my mustard didn't
Go to the bottom.
settle too much. I think that's probably enough. So I probably added about, I don't know, 5 teaspoons. Oh, you know what I didn't, you know what I forgot here?
What?
Mhm.
Feta.
Well, I would put goat cheese on this. Did any of you guys use the cheese?
I did.
did.
Who likes goat cheese?
I do.
Who likes feta?
I do.
I do.
Okay. Well, Lisa doesn't like goat cheese, so what are my options? Feta.
I used to have goats. It's just the smell and the taste are pretty close there.
You love goat cheese. It's just got that tang.
Too goaty
Too goaty.
Too gamey.
sometimes.
Have ever you guys had like venison and all that stuff?
Mhm.
Okay.
My mother used to try to make us think it was beef.
Oh, yeah.
She did. We always knew.
The trickery.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, my father did a lot of reenactments. I'm just breaking up the feta cheese because I think sometimes they come in too big of a chunks.
Yeah.
He just loved going out there, but he didn't do a rifle or whatever, because he has a muzzle loader like back in the frontier days. So he did bow and arrow. But when I say bow and arrow, we're just talking the bow and the arrow. There's no scope. There's none of these
Fancy.
high-powered things. So needless to say, he never got anything, which was probably fine with me.
Yay.
But I think he just enjoyed being out there. But yeah, I'm just kind of breaking up the feta cheese because, you know, it comes in crumbles, but sometimes the pieces are big. So yeah, I'm just going to sprinkle that on. See, a half a cup. Did you guys find these amounts a little too much?
Yeah.
I think my quinoa grew. I don't know why, but I followed the amount. You said it was a half a cup, I think, but it exploded. So I only put half of it in the salad.
Okay, I think so too. I might adjust some of this a little bit because I think a half a cup of feta, unless you really like feta.
Yeah, that's a lot of feta.
So
Yeah.
this is real cooking with Amy. It's not all staged and trying to be exact. We like to just, like she said, wing it.
Well,
Nuts and bolts.
to Lisa's point is I haven't really done this salad. I kind of came up with it and modified it. And then I thought
Let's
I'd
just do
have a
it.
chance to do it, but
Yeah.
I guess not. So my apologies if I wasn't, but it made
Sometimes those are the best things when you do that.
because I'm like half a cup.
Yeah, and
I
I
don't
like the
know, that's
wild
like-
rice
That's
idea.
like this. I mean, I would say maybe a third,
Yeah,
and not half a cup.
that's okay.
But anyway.
Okay, so
Okay.
Avocado
Oh,
nuts?
walnuts. Did I add walnuts to this?
now, no, you did not.
Are you sure?
Yeah, are we sure? We didn't have the walnuts, right?
I
We
forgot.
have a whole audience watching.
I'm just gonna sprinkle my walnuts on here. Okay, yeah. Let's plate it.
That was about 2 handfuls. Okay,
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
just so you know, are we doing bowls or plates?
1/2 to 2/3. Yeah, 2/3 cup. I'd say 1/2 maybe.
Do you want bowls?
Okay,
or-
I'm adjusting this. Yeah,
Like-
this is good.
Okay, oh wait, avocado.
I know, I'm gonna, I decided on the avocado just to put it on the side and people can put it on their salad. Because the one thing I hate about salads, especially when you're doing it in a bowl, unless you know people are gonna eat it all, I usually have dressing on the side. Because if there's any left over, at least I can save this and then have it for another day and then just add the dressing to it, you know? Because I don't know, to me, when you refrigerate a salad, it just lips. It
Oh,
just
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Let me get some spoons here. Or whatever.
That's a lot of clattering.
Digging in the drawer.
I don't know, what are your guys' thoughts on that? The dressing thing.
I
don't know.
never, yeah, I do the same thing. I put the dressing on the side because we're only cooking for 2 right now because we're empty
Yeah.
nest. So it's always left over and it does get wilty. It's like a soup.
Yeah, and I hate, you know, wasting all that stuff because I'm not interested in having it now.
And it's a lot of work, all the chopping and.
Yeah,
and waste it.
I'm just gonna dish it up because I am like hungry.
Do you have a little nut over the top when you're done or no?
You can.
Okay. Mmm,
Well,
Yeah, I want to taste it.
perfect.
If you want, do you want avocado on it?
Yes, please. My fave.
I think another cheese that would go good with this too is shaved Parmesan.
Mhm.
Yep.
Ooh, good job.
Because it still has that little salt in it. But I would check your dressing first because then you got the salty cheese and then you have the salty dressing and stuff like that. Oh, I might need to cut up this other half. I love avocado. Love it. Okay, there you have it. And then if you have, any more stuff and people want more blueberries, you can always, have it with you. Have any of you guys tried it?
I'm gonna
Not
try it.
yet.
I'm
No,
trying-
we
We're
want
doing
it.
it now.
Ooh.
Okay, we got a little drink going on here because I think cooking with friends is a party.
Great,
Cheers. Salute.
Salute, cheers.
really good. I love the dressing. Oh my God, cheers.
Oh yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, I like that white wine, depending on the salad. It's just a little more white wine vinegar. It's just a little more mellower. And with this, because I did add the onion, the lemon, which I forgot to
Mm.
mention that as an option to you guys. Sorry about that. Yeah.
So
Oh,
good,
yeah.
try it, try your salad.
Is it?
I was going to make salmon with this, but I don't think we need it. It's good on its own.
It's really good.
To me, if you wanted to make this more into a meal, like during dinner time and not just during like lunch or something like that, that's where I think protein, add some protein to it. See that peppery arugula?
Yeah,
Love
and
it.
I got a bunch of parsley in mine too. It was so good. So good.
And some of you guys who have used a different type of lettuce,
Mm.
I think romaine would go good with this too, because yes, you do have some nuts in it, but then you have that little bit of crunch of the romaine and not, the spinach and the arugula. I would still add arugula, but I'd take out the spinach and substitute the romaine for it. Oh yeah.
So do you have more questions for Amy now that we're chewing? Maybe we should just enjoy for a minute.
This is good.
I have a question for Amy.
Yeah.
I stole this from the CBS Sunday morning show that I watch. So if you could invite anyone living or deceased to have a meal with you, who would it be?
Nice.
The good Lord. How about that one?
I like that.
Jesus
That's
Christ. Someone else. Wow.
That's a good question, right? I'm always amazed at what the cooks say on Sunday.
It is, because sometimes I think is it someone that you just want to have a conversation with? Is it someone that has done extraordinary things?
Right.
Or is it someone that, may have just done one thing, but it just touched you in your life
Or that you miss.
or miss? Well, okay, yeah, you can go over the gamut. I moved away from Michigan when I first got married to Matt. And so, spending a little bit of time with my dad, he's 92. I'm hoping he'll go to the wedding.
Cooking show.
I would probably love to have an adult conversation, just a one-on-one, because I never really had a chance to do that. Because when you go back and visit, that's not the same as just hanging out. So, Chloe, enjoy your time with your mom.
That's right.
But another person, I don't know why this person, tell you the truth, I love, I wouldn't mind like Liz Cheney or Barbara Bush
Oh, wow.
Senior, you know,
Mhm.
Barbara Bush Senior. Barbara, who was married to Senior Bush,
Right.
whatever. I just thought they were still strong women, but they knew what they needed to do in not only in their own life, but in the role that they were in, because it is about the president.
Yeah.
Who else? I don't know.
Gail, who would you choose?
Oh, I know who else I would do.
Yeah, we should
Rosa
get-
Parks.
Uh,
I'd do Rosa Parks.
Oh, so I would love to sit with our mom. I mean, we lost our mom in 2003, so and cooking was a big part of her life, and I think that's where my sisters and I, my brothers too. My oldest brother is an amazing cook. Got it all from. So she could come back and sit and have one more meal. And I think I kind of fulfilled, I wanted to meet you, Amy, so.
Wow.
So last year, just to let you know, last year my kids gave me a cameo with you. And it was right before my granddaughter was born.
Did I do a good job?
And you did a great job, and you said some really nice things, so thank you.
Good. No, hey, thank you. Thank your kids.
Thank you.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I have fun doing those. You know, people,
I
I
had
do it
one
on
too.
cameo, and so people, you know, ask me to do happy birthdays or whatever. And it's always nice when they give me a little bit of piece of info, because then I know, okay, this may be in the general realm of their life. But yeah. Tammy, were you gonna say something?
You gave me a birthday greeting too, not too long ago.
Really?
Oh,
It was my 51st birthday,
Okay, cool.
couple months ago.
See, I still like to keep it real. I mean, you guys may watch this crazy show that I've been on for a long time. And, you know, I just tell people, yeah, for the most part, it's pretty real. It's just edited. And editing changes everything,
I know.
you know?
Do you watch our Facebook Lives that we do about once a month? Go ahead.
Tammy.
Is it the same one that's on Instagram?
Yes.
I see them on Instagram.
We go Facebook Live because it originates through that, but yeah, it goes on Instagram, it goes on our my YouTube channel, Twitter, and I don't know what else,
On
but
Facebook. So
Yeah,
far we're on
Facebook. Yeah,
four different. networks.
which is crazy. It's like I have enough just to keep on Instagram and Facebook. I mean, I
Yeah.
tell you, to me, social media is definitely for the young. I would probably want you, Chloe, in my house, on my shoulder, giving me all the details, because that's what I do with my daughter-in-law. It's like I had to do this one post, and I'm like, Isabel, I can't. This would take me hours to figure out how to do. Can you just do it for me? Like, make it happen?
In like 2 seconds.
Yeah. So anyway.
So Amy, how many businesses do you have? I know you have like the fudge business
Mhm.
and you make the salsa.
Yep.
What else do you do?
Well, when I was married to Matt, because I'm now out of all that businesses except for the salsa. You know, we had the farm business, and then
Great.
we had the salsa business, and then we had another business that kind of oversaw everything. But anyway, me personally, I have what I call Amy Roloff Enterprises, but a lot of that has a lot to do with the show. And, you know, a lot of resources go through that. So I can do cooking videos and, you know, other things like that. Lisa and I, as I mentioned before, we did do Amy Roloff's charity foundation.
Mhm.
So we did a lot of good things over the years, but going through divorce, her father passing away and everything, we thought, you know, then COVID hit. I thought, you know what, let's just, you know, be a part of other people doing some great stuff. And,
supporting other
yeah,
charities instead of trying to.
instead of trying to do, and I really loved my charity because I didn't focus on one thing, which I probably should have. But I always had a heart for the smaller charities who were doing some really great things in their community, but maybe not always had a name, you know, someone famous, you know. So anyway, and then we have Amy Roloff's Little Kitchen that Lisa has graciously partnered me with, and she, you know, she's fantastic with a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I mean, she's orderly, she runs her own business, and you know, keeps on track on, you know, a lot of stuff where I'm like,
She's the creative.
yeah. And
She's the
so,
creative. I'm the background
business,
organizational
yeah,
business.
yeah, organization.
So it's a great match. I mean, we've
Yeah.
been in that 5 years now.
Has it been
I
5?
think it's 5.
I don't think 5, maybe 4.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, I don't think it's been 5.
And that's where the recipes come from, and
Okay.
all the different things that we do. Selling the fudge goes through Amy Roloff's
Yeah,
Kitchen.
yeah. And the one of the things, I mean, you know, we both talked about before we even went into business, doing charity work is a little different, in the sense that it's more heart driven, where going into business, you know, people like families don't always do great in business together. So we talked about it a lot because I thought,
Yeah, we didn't.
you know,
wanna
if this really doesn't make sense, if we do get into it, let's just hopefully end it before, because, you know, her friendship means a lot to me. And to me, it's especially at our age, and a lot of my lifelong friends are in Michigan. I've known a lot of people here, but it's amazing how TV takes that a little bit away for me to really develop some of those, what I would call heartfelt friendships, because so many people know you and you do things, but yet you don't really have the time to really dive into it and really, you know, women, we
And you
like
don't know
to
their intentions.
chit chat and, you know,
Yeah.
all this other stuff.
But
So,
intentions
Yeah.
and all that too, so. Yeah, we've known each other for 12 years, 11 years, 12
Well,
years.
since 2008, when was our first charity? 2009?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's how we met.
Yeah, 13 years.
We were introduced to each other from one person, and she
Mhm.
wanted to do a charity event, and I had charity experience in the past, event planning and things, so we got together and
I learned a
started
lot
our
from
own.
that. I learned a lot from that. I learned a lot from the fact that, man, you can have some ideas, but when you lack some of the experience, not the experience of running a foundation, but I think more, for me, it was more about, because I was on the show, but lacking some of the ability to read people. You know, do you have the same heart as I do? Like, are you going into this how I want you to go into it? And, you know, and just, you know, people may start out well, but you know, they sometimes want to do it to their own advantage,
Right.
you know, type of thing. So I learned a lot about me, but I always chucked it up as, you know, that's a learning experience. It's
Mhm.
I always contend in life that if you can honestly say to yourself, man, I had the best intentions, my heart was into it, but I screwed up, or I did this wrong. It's like, okay.
Yeah. But
you know?
over the time we had the charity foundation, we just dissolved at the end of this last year. So, but we did over $1 million in kind donations, and
Well, giving.
giving is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. We created 6 clean water wells in
Mhm.
Haiti, 2 in Ghana. We gave locally to some charities here and nationally, and Amy's donating her time. She's still doing that, supporting
Mhm.
other charities. So the girls,
Well, we gave
Boys-
the GAAA one year.
Big
North
Sisters
Athletic
and Big
and-
Brothers of Michigan, she's donating
Mhm.
time for that right now. So
Boys and Girls Club.
Boys and Girls Club. So yeah, we were just a pass-through charity. Nobody made any money or was paid
Yeah.
any kind of salary. Whatever came in, we just turned around and sent it back out. So
As Lisa always says, she pushes me. Go on, Amy. Here you go. Get on stage. Here, say something.
say something. And
I
it
mean,
works.
you have no idea of the scope of how many people you help. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's a domino effect. Even if one charity doesn't work out or it doesn't have the longevity that you wanted it to,
Yeah.
whatever you did and you put into it from your heart, it probably has an amazing lasting effect. You might
You
not
know-
ever see the full scope of it, but it does.
Well, I learned that a lot from doing a lot of speaking engagements, which obviously COVID, that backed off a lot. And I just never developed a virtual speaking. I'm more, I want to see the people. I'm more with the people because, when I went and did speaking engagements, it's, I'm sharing my life story. It's like, I haven't been an accountant. I mean, I haven't, but I think life as a little person speaks volumes because so much of that I experienced was elevated, but yet so many people experience it too, but seeing it from a different perspective, I think has helped them. But to your point, I put so much pressure on me on a speaking engagement because I thought I got to touch every single people in this audience. Well, that's an impossibility. No, you're not going to impact and change people's lives when you have 150, 300 people in the audience. So I backed that off. In fact, I was speaking at a college one time, and this young woman came up after I spoke to this college. In fact, I think there was a lot more women than men there, or I don't know what it was, but anyway, which typically happens. But she came up to me and she was like, I didn't want to come here. I didn't want to come. In fact, I was ready to leave college. This was going to be my last, semester was ending, or I don't know, something like that. I said, really? She goes, but I don't know. I saw your thing and I just decided to come. And, after hearing your talk, she goes, yeah, I think I'm going to stick it out because it's tough. It's hard. Because she was a very shy, or she was shy or a little more introvert and stuff like that. And I gave her an experience that I had in college. But I was like, I don't care if no one else in the audience got that message,
Right.
or
You
any
touched-
message
you
that
touched
reached them.
one person, and that's all you have.
But
to
yeah, touching one person though, I thought if
Yeah.
I change that young woman's life, I'd be like, thank you, Lord. I'm all good. But you're right, and I think that says a lot about people's heart. It depends on how. I mean, everyone needs to make money. Everyone wants to be successful. I'm not saying I don't, but I think a lot of it is about where's your heart doing what you do and going into what you do. If you're looking at a job and all you're doing it for is money because you need to put food on the table, a roof over your head, or go on a vacation, put your kids through college, or whatever it is, it's like, own it. And I think that's releasing. I think that frees you to say, okay, this is where this job is, but if I go over here and do this, this is more of my passion. But I may need this to sustain life, but this kind of balances out and feeds your passion.
Well, and that's like you in the show. So
Yeah.
the show is something that continues to go on, but having the charity foundation
Yep.
or having this cooking, the cooking is your passion.
Well,
That's
it is.
been-
I've been cooking since I've been about 14 years old.
Right. So at least you can balance that
Yeah.
instead of just saying, oh, the show is all I have. And it kind it weighs on you sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, sharing your personal story and life, that is not,
Yeah, almost
Not-
24/7, 15,
not many
14 years
people
later.
can do that. Yeah. We're on season 22.
Yeah.
22 years.
It's also the real bravery, sharing your true life story
Yeah.
rather than a scripted narrative that somebody tells you to get up there and say so that people can write checks.
Well, I'll tell you, Lisa can attest to the fact that I definitely have had stage fright or stage, I don't know what it is. I had to do this one thing, the speaker showcase. For the first time in my life, I was like a deer in headlights. And you're up on stage, words were coming out of my mouth. I have no idea what I said. I was petrified. I was just rambling. And I thought, I will never, ever do this again. This is a feeling and a thing I never want to do. And she goes, oh, Amy, you did good. You did good.
She did. She's her own
But
worst critic.
I would go back and do it, but I think what petrified me was because I went back to what I grew up with, my thought and feeling. Being a little person, I'm already different. But, and that's what I say, my life is elevated. Because even all you guys or Lisa, we all go walk in a crowd and we all think we're different and everyone's looking at us or we're not good enough or whatever it may be. Maybe not, but and so being up on that stage, I was the last one or third to the last.
Right, right.
And I was listening to all of these people and I'm like, what? This cannot be
How come I don't
happening.
look like that? How come I'm not?
Well, I
speaking
don't
like
speak
that?
like that. I
How-
don't have this subject. I don't have like, oh,
She
my
did
speech, you're
do
gonna do
well.
5, you're gonna learn these 5 things, you're gonna go out and do it. I'm like, oh my gosh.
But see, people
Oh.
just want to hear her story. They don't
Yeah.
want a
Yeah.
presentation. Just like we're doing today. We're cooking, we're gathering around the table, having a great meal and sharing our life stories. That's all.
Yeah.
And that inspires people on their own.
Yeah.
They don't need 5 ways
No.
to be a better person from you. That's not what they're expecting.
So often what I tell, you know,
Great.
Bring her back down.
yeah, often what I tell other groups, whether it be a women's group or anything like that, it's like you already have that person that's speaking on finance or wellness or, you know, whatever like that. You know, I'm that person that kind of ends it on a more personal note.
Mhm.
And, you know, life lessons that I have learned that I think, you know, could be applicable to a lot of people in your audience or something like that. But don't put that pressure on that. I'm going to give them 3 things and
But
you
you did
know.
that you did that to yourself.
what?
Put the pressure on yourself.
Well, I know in that situation, I sure did. Oh my goodness. But anyway,
But that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Bump in the road.
but I still remember
I
it.
know. I've done the same thing. I've been in those shoes. I have. So,
Yeah.
well, does anyone have any other questions or comments or?
This was really enjoyable.
Mhm.
Thanks to my sister who invited me. This was wonderful. I love sharing this time with everybody and getting to know everyone, and
Yeah.
it's wonderful.
I hope you all had fun.
Wonderful. And it
Awesome.
feels like
You
you're
know,
sitting in our
and-
kitchen.
And I look at, you know, like, is it Carol? The baker? Who's the baker?
Yep.
Carol. I mean, you know, I could learn from you on baking, but I just think these are fun because just little tips, little ideas. Why do people cook? And
And it's more of a social. It's not to make a
Yeah.
perfect salad or a perfect loaf of bread or a perfect
Yeah.
cake. That's not what we're here for. We're here to gather and enjoy each other.
that's why I love, and tell you the truth, that's why I loved cooking because I remember as a teenager, I did some stuff for my high school friends. Some of them were going off to into the military, and that to me it's just the conversations you have in the kitchen or around the table, and you put time and effort into this meal. And I always tell Chris when he doesn't like it, I said, well, at least it was edible. So anyway, but yeah, but let me ask Chloe, you're 21.
Yes.
Are you in college, working? What are you doing?
I'm going to college next year for nursing.
Wow,
Nursing.
okay.
Well, there you go.
You got 2 people. Give
Yep.
them one of your best tips about going into nursing.
That's right. Yes.
Best tips. Boy, I have no regrets. One, I loved it. I think to go into nursing, you have to, this sounds kind of hokey, but you have to be called to do it.
Yeah.
You know, if you're just doing it it's a way to make, money. One of my instructors used to call those refrigerator nurses because they had to buy a refrigerator. But I think just to go into it for the right reasons, because it will be hard, but it's so rewarding.
Yeah.
I would think also a nurse it kind of balances out when the doctor doesn't have bedside manner. The
Mhm.
nurse fills in a lot of gaps, obviously knowing what they need to know.
Yeah.
But they fill in a lot of gaps, and you're right. I think it has to have something from the heart that you want to help people. And sometimes you're helping people you think maybe you don't want to change a baby's diapers. Ooh, changing an adult.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Who's the other nurse?
Me, and I didn't work very many years as a nurse, maybe 6 years.
Okay.
I had 3 kids, 3 boys, and then raised boys. And
Okay.
so I I have not been a nurse, but I've gone back into it to take care of elderly people with dementia, and
Sure.
I still have the love for it. I mean, you just have that caring.
Yeah. Well,
sense.
you might have done other things with your life, but I think the basis of wanting to be a nurse, even as short of a time that you had, I would take it as, because like I went to college, you know, and I really never worked maybe 2-3 years. I went into business and stuff, but college itself, or like nursing itself, it gave me such a different perspective. And I know that it impacted in how I raise my kids or how I think or this and that. So I never regret going to college for whatever you go into.
Right. And I met Carol, and I'm coming to Duluth in a few weeks, and we're going to get together and cook something.
Woohoo!
Be great.
So Chloe, all the best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Is there a
Great
particular,
occupation.
is there a particular area of nursing you want to go into?
I haven't fully decided yet. No, still have to think about that.
Oh yeah, you got time. You know, you got time.
Where are you going to school, Chloe?
It's like a local college near my house.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's to start, and you may find that down the road, you want a specialty type of nursing, or maybe you change your mind. That's what
Mhm.
life is all about. You know, we kind of can reinvent ourselves over and over again, just trying to find your passion. So
I look at like maybe, have you done community college or taken your basics yet? Or is this your first time going to college?
No, it's my second time.
Okay.
So I've been there. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if it's your first time, the first couple of years reminds me of like boot camp of anything. You're taking your basics, you know, you're just getting your feet wet, you know, and then sometimes after that, 2 years, you're like, okay, this is, I think, really what I want to go into. And, you might go into specifics or something. What was your first time?
I took this physiotherapy, or I guess down in the States, they call it physical therapy course.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Just 2 years. So I graduated from that, but like, I don't know. I wasn't really into it anymore. So
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
good.
staying
But you're
in-
still in the medical field of some sort.
yeah.
Great. That's great. Well, hey, you guys. Hey,
any more
Thank you.
questions? Yeah, thank you. We love doing this. Oh, right on time here.
landscaping.
Landscaping guy's gonna start.
Thank
the
you.
lawn. Any second.
Can you hear it?
No.
Can you hear the mower?
No,
Oh, no.
Okay, yeah.
And just so you know, we kind of have been leaning down on the side. Amy's dog Felix is right here, and he smiles. He shows his teeth. when
We
he
could
goes-
see the tail. We could see the
I
tail.
saw him.
he's very good. He didn't bark at all.
No, he
he's a
normally
good dog.
doesn't.
He's a good boy. We can touch him now that we made the food, so.
Well, you know what? Feel free to message me or email me, but truly, I appreciate you guys watching the live event, watching the cooking shows, watching Little People Big World, and I think we got like 4 more episodes left or
4 more?
something like that. But just being a part of this and asking your friends and just, I hope I didn't totally dominate the whole conversation here, but very much interested in what, you all do. And
Yes. Yeah, and just appreciate you. And we'll have a thank you gift coming out to you. So look for that
yeah,
in the mail shortly. So I
yeah.
think we're ready to go. Should we do a cheers
You
again,
should.
everybody?
Anything else? One last minute. Anything else,
Oh.
guys?
Good luck to you on your wedding.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh,
1 month to go.
tomorrow I do my first dress fitting. Of
Wow.
course, I'm glad I wasn't young and said, oh, instead of this size, I'm really going to do this size because I'm going to lose a lot of weight.
Enjoy.
You're gonna look gorgeous.
It'll be fun.
Puzzle tough.
Stay tuned.
Cheers, you guys. Thank you so
Cheers.
much.
Oh,
Thank
my-
you.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of the summer. Stay safe
you.
and keep watching. I hope you do.
Well,
Thank
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. And show me your recipes.
oh, good idea.
Well, I meant like, give me one. Bye, guys.
Bye.